So welcome to the first forum of the year, which is dedicated to the ways we form children and youth here at Trinity and the ways they form us as we work together with them. It's my privilege to introduce to you, I'm going to introduce them all at once so I don't have to do it over and over again, the folks who oversee these various wonderful programs. First, Kathy Portlock-Pasito. Will you stand up, Kathy? Kathy's our Director of Children's Ministries. And Richard Webster, who is just playing. Is, of course, our Director of Music and oversees the formation of choristers. And Mary Davis, where are you, Mary? There's Mary. Mary is our youth minister and oversees formation in two different ways for youth. One through the acolytes and the other through confirmation class, though there are some folks who fit in youth who are also choristers. So there's overlap here. So first, Kathy, will you come and speak?
Good morning. Good morning. It is so nice to see all of you here. It was so great to have a big pile of kids with us at homily today. So I'm going to give you some overview of the program as a whole. We will do some question and answer following everybody's presentations. So if you have questions, please save them until then. Children's Ministry starts in our nursery, and our nursery is available for infants and toddlers up to age 4. If you have not been up to the second floor to see it in action, I highly encourage you to do so. It's a caring, nurturing environment where our kids really can experience the love of God. It provides parents the opportunity to worship and attend educational forums and classes. We have experienced caregivers. They are with us on Sunday mornings from 8:30 till about 12:30 p.m. And the nursery is also open for special events and services like Thanksgiving Day, candlelight carols, Maundy Thursday, the Easter Vigil. If you've not been there, it's on the second floor of the parish house. It's comprised of 2 playrooms, and also we have an extra room which is actually the Children's Ministry's office, but it can be used as a quiet room for changing or napping, or if a mom needs time with her child. It has a private bathroom, and strollers can be parked on the second floor space just outside the elevator. We have a minimum of 5 adult caregivers in the nursery at one time. They have all received CPR training as well as safe church training required by the diocese. And they have all been with us at least 7 years. In fact, one of our caregivers is Betty Copplestone, who is with us sporadically now. But Betty was the founder of the nursery. The nursery was founded in 1954 in the old rectory in Kitchen. And it eventually moved over into the parish house. But the nursery's been around since 1954. Betty's been with us since the beginning. Betty's daughter, Sherry, who many of you also know, has been with us in the nursery since 1960. So we are blessed with that kind of longevity. Church school begins with 3-year-olds. Our 3- and 4-year-olds are together in a program called Cherubs. It's a preschool gathering, including prayer, song, Bible stories, creative play, age-appropriate crafts. Uses as its base the Episcopal curriculum, Let the Children Come, from Living the Good News, but also pulls from a variety of other sources. Everything is very child-appropriate. So the kids come in, they have free play, we do story time, they're gathered together in community. It's really a chance for them to experience a Christian community in a very specific way for their age group. Kindergarten through 3rd grade are our Godly Play classrooms. If you've not seen Godly Play in action, I would encourage you to speak to me at some point so we can get you in to see how it works. It's a Montessori-based curriculum that really respects the deep, organic connection between God and the child. Really respects the sense that children have an innate spirituality that they may not have the verbiage for yet, but it's there. Teachers tell Bible stories using manipulatives and story pieces and lead children in wondering questions, nurturing and engaging their innate spirituality with an exploration of the scriptures, the sacraments, and the liturgical seasons of the church. Finally, grade 4 and 5 is switching curriculum this year. We're going with a rotation-based model. Rotation allows children and teachers to dig deep into Bible stories and themes. We will spend between 2 and 3 weeks on a particular Bible story or particular Bible theme, and we will explore it from various different workshops. So we may explore the parables using science, or drama, or music, or Bible skills. Lots of different ways, really respecting children's different learning styles. 4th and 5th grade also take the lead on the Heifer Project, which is part of Trinity's Alternative Giving Market. 4th and 5th grade host the Heifer Market that's located in here. They make crafts and host a bake sale to sell. You've noticed that the children head out of the church during homily time, right before the sermon. We bring them up to Tapestry Hall and have a children's homily time, which is a children-friendly sermon and prayer time. The homily takes place and uses age-appropriate language, activity and object lessons. Younger children are welcome to join us. If they're very, very young or if they're a little nervous, parents are always welcome to come with us. And you'll see us go because we gather underneath the pulpit. We either have a dove kite or a cross or a butterfly kite or whatever we happen to have for the liturgical season. Other events that take place throughout the year include today's back-to-school blessing, the fall picnic, which unfortunately we had to cancel because of weather, St. Francis Sunday, Family Advent Morning, the Heifer Fair, the Christmas Eve pageant, Epiphany Brunch, Instructed Seder, the Good Friday service and activities including Easter Gardens, and Parish Weekend. We do have special events for families. We are hoping to bring back more fellowship events on evenings here at the church, and if you are one of our families, you'll hear more about that as the year goes by. But families are also invited to bring bread and wine to the altar. We invite families to take part in lighting the Advent wreath and delivery of food pantry items to St. Mary's Dorchester. One more thing that we're adding this year that's brand new, which is why I have my friend up here. We've thought for a while that we wanted more of a pastoral presence amongst children's ministries in the sense that we could reach out to one another and the children could reach out to others in the parish. So we're instituting prayer bears. We have a bunch of these lovely bears, and we've been in touch with the clergy, and we have asked to be informed if one of our children is seriously ill or if one of our parents is seriously ill, and these bears will go to the child who's either ill or whose parent is ill as a reminder that they are being prayed for and they are being held up before the throne of grace during a difficult time. One of the things that will happen this year on St. Francis Sunday is all the bears will be up at homily and the children will bless them. So when these bears go out, they'll have a little poem around their neck saying, "This is your prayer bear, your parish family is praying for you," and we'll be able to send these out whenever we need. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kathy. Now Richard gets to talk to us.
Hello, friends. I want to start by saying what a joy and a pleasure it is to work with Kathy Portlaquisito and Mary Davis as colleagues in ministry. We all support one another's work, and it is such a privilege to work with these two women. I count it a joy. One of Trinity's now most racially diverse groups, we count 25 choristers ages 8 to 18. This includes 25 choristers and 14 high schoolers who are themselves former choristers and now role models from Central Casting. Why does the program succeed? Our mission, expectations, rules, myths, rewards are clear, and our tool, music, is powerful. The mission, drawing worshipers closer to God. The expectations, commitment, punctuality, professionalism. The rules, never panic. No whining, no drama except in the music. The myths, tired, sick, stuck in traffic, too much homework. The rewards, Music for a lifetime, long after the soccer uniform is retired. The true fun that comes from worthy toil, enduring friendships, and a ministry that makes a difference in countless lives. Why a children's choir? Christianity is hard work. So is singing in the choir at any age. Choir is Christian formation at its most durable. Though church choirs may appear to be about music, what we do is form disciples. We share the faith and tradition with one another and spread the gospel with the most effective evangelistic tool ever devised, music. As Rita Powell, our Associate Rector for Worship, states, this is a quote, "It is church music that will save the Episcopal Church from oblivion." Such a wise clergy. For children and adults, choir offers a life-changing relationship with God and one another. It is there for the taking. We forge a community of love, work, and service as we come together to pursue a common goal. We do it for God. An effective children's choir program is not about cookies and punch. It is a serious business. Everyone, clergy, staff, Christian ed leaders, choir parents, and parishioners must uphold the program as a vital, worthwhile endeavor. Choristers need to understand that they have an honored place in the community and that what they do to bring to worship matters. Parents with video cameras are counterproductive. Cute is never the goal. Children know when they're being taken seriously. They have an unfailingly reliable lie detector. I substituted lie for another word. And know when they're being patronized. Our charge is to ask for a further commitment, instill self-discipline, and offer consistency. We must treat our choristers as musical, professional colleagues, honoring their intelligence, offering them a bold challenge, and expecting their best. Children love rules, structure, and boundaries, and they thrive in them. Parents, are you listening? They may chafe and protest, but they don't want you to relent. They want you to be in charge, not them. It's not about having fun. It's about hard work, commitment, discipline, expectations, pride of accomplishment, and teamwork. That stated, there's no more fun than hard work. Choristers figured this out very quickly. Choir is fun because it's hard work. To make fun the goal of choir is backwards. Just as in life, seeking happiness is fruitless. It is in seeking meaning that we find true happiness. Choir works just the same. I'd like to invite my two colleagues. First, Dominico Paul, who is a sophomore at Brookline High School and a new chorister, and then Carson Glue, who's in the 7th grade at Milton Academy, and they're going to wrap up our remarks. When it comes time for question, there's a whole gaggle of choristers over here. Fire away.
And I'm a member of the Trinity Church Choristers. Today, I want to tell you about my experience with the choir. As a fairly recent addition to the choir, I clearly remember my first day. My family was driving up to Connecticut to go to choir camp, which I was certain was going to be the most boring week of my life. I expected strongly preformed cliques and all-day church services with fun being strictly against the rules. I mean, I wouldn't recount my entire week at the Incarnation Center, but to make a long story short, by the end of choir camp, when my parents picked me up, I had lost my voice, super chapped lips, but a huge smile on my face. I learned that choir is a place where everyone belongs and is eagerly welcomed. The choir receives new members frequently, so everyone is understanding and tries to make you feel comfortable. As far as musical talents go, you do not need any prior experience to be an avid member of the choir. All it takes is hard work, strong effort, and the time to immerse yourself in the rehearsals. I myself have only been a part of the choir for 1 year, but through practice and learning, I already feel like an experienced member. The choir not only increases your musical knowledge, but opens members to amazing opportunities, one of which is the much talked about 2016 England tour. As a church Trinity will trek to Europe for the third time and sing in some of the most prestigious churches, including Westminster Abbey and St. Paul's Cathedral. This is an opportunity of a lifetime to experience life in other cultures and become even more engrossed in our religion and faith. I am extremely excited to enhance my musical skill and improve my connection with my companions. So although choir is a big commitment, if you're willing to try something new and apply yourself, it can be a wonderful place to improve yourself, involve yourself, and most importantly, enjoy yourself. Thank you.
I'm Carson. I've come to talk to you about the Trinity Choristers. The Choristers are a group of boys and girls from age 8 to high school. You have rehearsals on Tuesday or Thursday, whichever day fits your schedule, and it's from 5:15 to 6:15. On Wednesdays, we have a chorister-only service called Evensong. On Wednesdays, you stay until 7:30, and the chorister parents supply dinner. Being a chorister is very fun. You get to make friends, take a tour in England once every third year, and sing in well-known cathedrals like St. Paul's of London. And you get to go to choir camp. While we do a lot of singing at choir camp, we also get to swim and play a lot of games. These examples are some of the highlights of being a chorister. Yes, there are many fun times that you enjoy in the choir, but you have to be committed. You can't miss half the year and expect to go to England. Being a chorister is a full-time commitment. It is supposed to be a main part of your life. Being a chorister is also fun because everybody you meet is nice. The choir directors, Mr. Webster and Mr. Lynch, are two of the kindest people I've ever met. There are staff singers in the choir, and they are there to help you become better at singing, and they are always there for you to help you improve. You will also meet other choristers and adults, and they are very kind and welcoming to new choristers. Being a chorister is so much fun. You do so much more than singing every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday. You will laugh at Mr. Webster's little jokes. You will make tons of new friends, and you will meet some of the nicest people you will ever meet if you join the choristers. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard, Dominique, and Carson. Thank you. And now Mary Davis.
Good morning. As I've been telling everyone who would listen, and many who would not all summer, I am so excited for this program here. I'm so excited. Before we get into the details of it, I'd like to talk briefly about how we've gotten here. So last year was one of experimentation in youth ministries, of trying different things and building relationships, of listening a lot to what was working and what wasn't. And as part of that, we convened a youth ministry study group, a band of 20 or so people from across Trinity's life, youth, parents, young adults, older adults, some who were deeply invested in the work of youth ministries and some who were not at all invested. We read some of the most influential and inspiring writings about youth presence in the church today. And we talked about what youth presence at Trinity looks like. And really all pieces of our programming this year for youth have come out of these conversations. But what became very clear, I think, to all of us in these conversations is that programs, what we organize and offer to youth, they are far less important than climate. What does it feel like to be a young person in a church? Good programs are important, but they can't succeed without a warm climate. And so, here is what it comes down to. Our sense of family at Trinity needs to get bigger. Each of us, deep in our bones, must know that our family is bigger than the people we share a roof with, bigger than the people we share genes with. Trinity is our family. So, adults in the room, I would ask you to take a moment and look around at all of the children and the teenagers in this room today. These are your kids. You are their family. And isn't that just wonderful? They are remarkable musicians, mathematicians, theologians. More importantly, they are kind, curious, and funny people. I promise you, if you don't already, you are going to love them. They are your family. Teenagers in the room, look around you. Yeah, look, Gabriel. This is your church, and isn't that wonderful? Think about what you want the church to be. Do you want your church to stand up for justice? Do you want it to welcome people who aren't welcomed elsewhere? Do you want it to interest and inspire you? What else do you want? You are the one who must help it be that way. I promise you, you are more powerful than you can possibly imagine. And this is your church. And so, what might that look like? How might we enable youth to claim their places in Trinity's life? This year, we're moving toward a model of youth ministry that deliberately carves out roles for youth within the larger community. To illustrate what that means, let's start with confirmation. Confirmation is a rite in which those who have been baptized as infants come to claim adult roles in the church. And at Trinity, we do this starting around age 13, 8th or 9th grade, which just happens to be a time when many people are beginning to think seriously about their faith, their relationship with God, and to try to craft a worldview that makes sense to them. So this year, we're uniting our confirmation class with another long-standing, excellent program at Trinity, the Inquirers class. This, we're hoping, will allow the young people in our life to meet and learn from and get to know those adults among us who are also thinking seriously about their faith and their relationship with God, and also thinking about taking their place in Trinity's family. So teens and adults will eat and pray and learn together, with attention paid to the special developmental needs of each, but with the understanding that they are part of the same family. Another way in which we're trying to make space for youth within the larger community is in worship. We already have an amazing choristers program, which you just heard about, which does this very well. And so we're working to offer a similar role for teens who don't sing or who can't make the time commitment of the choristers, namely the Acolyte program, which is another amazing but less well-known community, and which we're expanding this year under the name Acolyte Corps. That sounds like a very military name, you might say, and that's true. But for me, the appeal of the word corps is that it comes from the Latin corpus, body. So in the Acolyte Corps, we remember that we are part of the body of Christ. In our service and in our lives, we must embody Christ. In the Acolyte Corps this year, we will be raising the commitment level somewhat, which will allow us to build a stronger community together, and will also allow us to explore the why as well as the how of liturgy during the forum hour at the time when the middle school youth group met last year. We will also be traveling together. We have a fall trip to Washington, D.C. to take part in the National Acolyte Festival. And I need to buy those plane tickets really soon, so if you would like to participate in that trip, please talk to me today. But it's going to be amazing. And we'll also be celebrating and recognizing the teamwork and leadership of our acolytes more. This year, our whole Trinity family will be reading the New Testament together. And let me tell you, there is nothing more fun than talking about the Bible. I am dead serious. Nothing is better than that. And so Thomas Skian and I will be leading a Bible study group for youth on Monday nights. Thomas, can you wave very quickly? Thank you. I believe at his home in Arlington, so I commend that to you. It's going to be pretty amazing. And finally, we're taking advantage of a couple of opportunities this year for teenagers to participate in the work of the Trinity Boston Foundation. So if you are a youth, a young person, please consider signing up to participate in the Rodman Ride and raise money for TBF, or signing up to run or walk the Soul Train 5K, which is among the most positive, encouraging, loving runners I've ever seen. And you know that it's positive and encouraging and loving because I am running it and I don't run. And I hope everyone here will consider sponsoring our young people or the young people of TBF who are riding this year. So finally, let me say it one more time. I am so excited for this year. I am excited to see Trinity's family grow.
So let me say what Richard has already said so eloquently, which is, isn't this an amazing group of people to work with? If you ever do the thing that Mr. Webster said you're not supposed to do, which is whine about Trinity's life, think again about today. There are very few places in the Episcopal Church where you've got this kind of leadership. And it's my privilege as the overseer of Christian formation to be able to work with these wonderful people. So we're going to say a prayer, and then you have time to go to these various tables or ask questions. The prayer's on the back of your hymn. Notice it's divided into all, girls and women's voices, boys and men's voices. So take up your part, because we're all part of one family, right? So all together. Blessed are you, O God, our Creator, for the gifts of life you have bestowed on the world through children.
We thank you for the children of this world, for the hope, joy, laughter, and love which they bring to life. We thank you for the optimism and wonder with which they face the new day.
We thank you for their delight in little things, a funny sound, a silly game, a floppy litter of newborn puppies, a simple song, or a giggling friend.
We thank you for their love, their open smiles, their warm hugs, their quickness to forgive, their delight in reading, the excitement of expectation, and the shy moments of wonder and uncertainty.
We thank you for their eagerness to discover, the stretching of little feet learning to walk, the concentration focused on a newly unearthed task, the lilt of the voice using big words and new languages, and the boundless energy to be spent.
We thank you for the hope they bring, new life in the midst of tired days, fresh ideas and unimagined ways, the promise of tomorrow, and the fulfillment of new possibilities and dreams.
Bless the children of the earth, O God of love. Bless them when they are lonely or afraid, when they are hungry or full, when they are laughing or crying. Bring them peace, security, shelter, food, and all the necessities of this life. Grant to them the nurture, love, and opportunities to grow to the fullness of their talents and skills. Give them hope for their days ahead, a vision of their purpose as they grow towards adulthood, and ever surround them with your love. In Christ's name we pray. Amen. And let me thank those of you who oversee children day in, day out, minute by minute in your households. God bless you for what you do. God bless you for your concentration and bringing them here on Sundays. We would not be the family we are without you and your children. So thank you all. And now it's time for questions and visiting of various tables. Thanks for being here.